Alright, trying to jig up some kokanee that are staging up to spawn, just for a little fun. There's a bunch underneath me right now. He's just going for it. Going for it. Come on. Chasing it. There, got one. Looks like a female hit the jig there. That's great. It's fun, I can just sight fish them, and as they come through, I see them come in and chase it. It's a female. Not a bad size either. So I'm just using a normal kokanee jig that I would use any other time of year. I'm just doing it very shallow and basically sight fishing them for fun. This lake has no limit on kokanee, which is weird. I do tip it with maggots. It does seem to make a difference to have a little bit of bait on there. Some sort of scent or protein. Typically when I see them staging up like this, they're going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 foot deep is the typical staging depth that they'll be at in lakes. And they can be super aggressive. Like you can watch them on either your graph or here. I'm just looking for roaming schools, and I drop down and they just come in, and you see like 5 or 6 of them immediately engage with it. Oh, there's 3 or 4 of them coming in on it now. I mean immediately. As soon as I dropped it down there, that one had it in the mouth, but I missed it. That one missed. There we go, that one. Just watching him do it. It's kind of fun. You just see him like 5 or 6 fish circling the jig and going bonkers on it. That's a buck. Not super bright yet. Have a dull red. It's still cool looking. There we go. There's a nice big buck. Angry buck. That jig in there. Super cool. Let's get him back in the water. Basically just using my eyes. My fish finder isn't great because of the amount of weeds that are down there. It really masks them. But I can just look for them and see them as they roam through. Even if they just get somewhat close, I can drop down to them and they'll come over to investigate. Okay, I see one. Where there's one, there'll be more. Oh, here's 4 of them. Oh, there's like 20 of them down there now. This one's really going for it. You just can't get it in the mouth. Get it in your mouth. There we go. Got him. That's a big buck. Went for it. That's great. They're pretty strong when they're in that spawning phase too. This is a big old buck. Pretty one. They are really pretty fish. What an amazing transformation they go through. Just got them in that stinger hook on the top. So we'll go ahead and get them up. Get them going. Come on, bud. See ya. Now the first time I encountered kokanee was in Colorado when they were in their spawning phase running up the Gunnison River, and people snag them there and eat them in this red, when they're in this red phase. And in fact, they do it in Montana too. That's very popular. There's a buck that was just chewing on it. Come on. Come on. Come on. And people love to eat them even at this phase in their life. I'm not a fan. I prefer when they're chrome. There's a bite. We tried eating them when they were in that red color in Colorado, and that was before I'd even eaten the silver kokanee, and I wasn't impressed. I mean, I'd had salmon in my life, and I knew that didn't taste quite right to me. But some people swear by eating the ones that are in spawning phase. They'll smoke them or can them. I think smoking's the most popular thing to do when they're in this phase. Colorado, Montana, I know they all have snagging seasons for kokanee. But I've always thought that was weird because I've always been able to catch kokanee in their spawning phase in rivers and lakes by jigging them or using a bobber and crappie jig with a little bit of bait on it, either coon shrimp or, gulp maggots and whatnot. There's a rainbow trout right here. He's cruising around looking for eggs. So some of these, we'll just go ahead and spray their eggs on top of these weed beds, and the trout will go bonkers for them. I'm betting that's what the brookies are doing too. I bet you they're staged up to eat eggs. I know they're going to spawn in the fall too, but this seems a little early for brookie spawn. But for them, they can use all that energy from the kokanee eggs to make their own. Here comes the fish. Ooh, that one was a false snap. Come on, guys. Oh, gosh, that one came way up for it. There we go. That one got him. That's just so much fun. Generally, I get a lot more bucks than hens doing this, because I think the bucks just are a little more aggressive. Nope, he's off. Okay. It's cool to see like 20 of them just rush over. They're like, what is that? It's interesting that instinct is still to be inquisitive and to want to attack something. It's just flashing around down there. And it's interesting too, because they'll be like, the vast majority don't care, but then like one will just swing in like that and just smash it out of nowhere. Just bite it. Almost always bucks. Like 9 out of 10 will be bucks. It never gets old though. You just jigging, you see a few of them kind of come in, then one just like comes in and just smashes it. I'm seeing some shallow up here too, and when they do that, they can be a little more difficult to jig, and that's when I'll use different techniques. So I'm gonna go see if I can get some of the super shallow fish to bite on bobber and jig. The problem is I don't have a very good bobber because it broke. My really good bobber broke. I traded for a bobber. I traded for a bobber for some guy that was fishing, but it's kind of a big, showy bobber. I'm gonna go see if I can see some of these shallow fish. Normally I'd use a much smaller bobber. You can see there's some fish rolling around in here like in 3 and 4 foot of water. I don't know if this big bobber is gonna spook them or not. If not, I'll give up. But this is what typically I would use, like a crappie bobber, not one of these giganto bobbers. So I got crappie tube jig. Put a maggot on there, or 2. See if I can get one to take it. I think the bobber's gonna spook them though. But maybe if I let it rest there, they will hit it. There you can see brook trout and a mixture of kokanee hanging out underneath the water there. You can see all their white fins. It's pretty cool. It's weird to see brookies so non-aggressive. When I see them in the wintertime through the ice, they're just They go bananas for everything. Well, let's go out to those deep fish and see if they will hit a little tiny. Just for proof of concept, I want to show you that they will hit these little copy tubes. And then we'll call it a day. I'll put at the end of this video, I'll put a link to the video in Japan where we were doing the bobber and crappie jig thing. And also I did it like up at Speleai Bay many years ago too. So I'll put links to both of those videos at the end just so you can see an alternative way to catch fish, to catch kokanee and spawning kokanee in the rivers and also in lakes using crappie tubes. It's basically a little hoochie, right? So I mean, we know they do that when it's dragged behind a dodger. They definitely aren't as exuberant about a tiny little tube jig as they are a big spoon. There, got him. Another buck. Alright, he's off. Cool. Alright, I've had my fun playing with these guys. They're super cool. I love kokanee. And all life stages, they're just super cool, fun to catch, aggressive. Alright, get that guy going. I'll see you next time. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder. Bye guys.